Yeah, man, with the melanated people going through in the Congo, it's crazy, man. This next little clip I'm finna show y'all. As y'all can see, man, China heavy over there. You feel me? I done seen some reports though that people of Congo, the government of Congo, done really, ousted their ass. You feel me? For over them billions. So they basically went over there and gangstered some shit. China went over there and gangstered some shit. Basically, like I say, it's China, it's Switzerland, United States, it's Israel. It ain't just China, but China was just a major factor over there. You feel me? And when you Google or do your research, China gonna pop up big. You feel me? And that's another thing. Like when these people be doing all these decoys and these distractions in your way, somewhere in the world there's rape in the world, and they are using the people. You feel me? To rape the world for their own personal gain. You feel me? And just to show out for what they doing. Yeah, but man, check this out, man. You feel me? Check this part of it out, man. Look how these people gotta live and how they gotta, damn, man, cope. How they really gotta cope due to other human beings being greedy, needing convenience. Check it out. Let's jump off into it.
My new iPhone 15, like, can you guarantee that the cobalt that's in that phone has not been mined, like using child labor in the DRC?
Yes, we can, because we do two things. Well, first of all, I should back up and say our objective over time is to take nothing from the earth to make our products.
Okay.
This is a big idea of not having to mine anything, is to use all recycled material. And today we're using 100% recycled cobalt in the watch, and 100% recycled gold, tin, tungsten, and other rare earth materials in the watch. So we're really proud of this.
Yeah.
But for those products that we still do mine, for some of our other products, we have an intense level of tracing in our supply chain all the way back to the mine and the smelter to make sure that the labor used is not child labor.
Okay.
And I think we do a really good job of that.
Okay. Amazing.
Congo, they got a rock called Kote. It holds electricity, so it's important. It's needed for phones, laptop games, and more. So all the governments extort vibranium. This what Black Panther was talking about. This is the mineral Avatar was talking about. Congo and slavery, we gotta get them out. High vibrations is what I'm sending out. They also rich in diamonds, gold, copper, and cobalt, and many more. The governments need it. They so greedy, I can't believe it. Can't just ignore. This the richest damn country, yet they so poor. That's what it looks like to fucking extort. We gotta take all these bitches to court. They killing black people like it's a sport. Even back then, Congo had all the rubber. Extort them so they can make tires for cars. King Leopold killed 10 million Africans. One of the worst genocides by far. Did we get invaded? Huh? Like is the aliens already here? They stealing our minerals, kill us by millions, have us in slavery, keep us in fear? Wow. Congo, Congo, gotta save Congo. Congo, Congo, that's how the song goes. We dealing with people that do not got souls. Demons, they got this world in control. Come and help Congo if you're aware. This is a picture I see really clear. Till the time is up and we get activated. I'm coming for enemies.
We had this guy, Siddharth Kara, on the podcast the other day. It was one of the most disturbing and dark and just depressing podcasts I've ever done.
Is it about spying?
It's about cobalt mining, about what goes into getting a cell phone. Like what really goes into getting a cell phone is slaves in the Congo and children in the Congo and people with babies on their backs, women who are working with a child on their back, breaking out cobalt with hammers, and the toxic fumes. They're inhaling them, their child's inhaling them, all sorts of birth defects, cancers, respiratory diseases, dermatitis. He was talking about all this horrible shit that happens to these people, on top of the fact that they're not getting barely any money. They're just barely enough to survive and eat.
The truth. Artisanal mining means these tens of thousands of children, hundreds of thousands of people scrounging at the ground with pickaxes, shovels, stretches of rebar, or their bare hands to pull cobalt out of the ground and feed it up the chain. Many of these people are digging inside industrial mines, and outside of the Congo, tech and EV companies will have you believe that that does not happen, but the truth on the ground is very different. They also dig all around the countryside because cobalt is everywhere. There are more reserves of cobalt in that part of the Congo than the rest of the planet combined. So the local population has been displaced by enormous mining operations. You made note that some of these are as big as cities. Well, these mining concessions means the territory a foreign mining company is allowed to exploit. The biggest one in that part of the Congo is the size of London, where I'm sitting right now. So imagine a London-sized swath of countryside that's been completely gouged, destroyed, clear-cut, and contaminated in this scramble to get cobalt out of the ground and up the chain. And imagine the hundreds of thousands of people who used to live in that territory, forcibly displaced, now without home, without a way to live, and all they can do is scramble back into that ground, try to dig some cobalt out of the earth, and feed it up the chain for $1 or $2 a day. Throughout the whole history of slavery, never in human history has there been more suffering that generated more profit and was linked to the lives of more people around the world. Ever in history than what's happening in the Congo right now. The cobalt that's being mined in the Congo is in every single lithium-ion rechargeable battery manufactured in the world today. Every smartphone, every tablet, and crucially, every electric vehicle. You and I, we can't function on a day-to-day basis without cobalt, and it's being mined in appalling, heart-wrenching, dangerous conditions.
You can see the huge scale of this open pit artisanal and small scale mine behind me. 22,000 members of this cooperative. This is not considered industrial mine. It is all dug by hand. And it's all cobalt. They then sell the ore to Chinese buyers. That gets sold off down the supply chain. The president of this mine was complaining that Western companies will only buy from industrial mines. They're shoulder to shoulder and hot. It is so dusty.
An army of children are at the heart of the mining production. Wearing no shoes and in the most wretched conditions, Dorsan is ordered to retrieve the sack he's forgotten. There's an urgency now. The rains make this dangerous work even more risky, and Dorsan's told in no uncertain terms he risks a beating if he messes up again. Dorsan, with Richard beside him, have worked all day. They're 8 and 11 years old. Even this punishing work doesn't guarantee enough for food. Dorsan hasn't eaten for 2 days now. This is what helpless looks like. And he's one of the children making millions for multinational corporations in America and China whilst they suffer in squalor. For this, they'll get maybe 8 British pence a day.
Before anybody knew what was happening, Chinese government, Chinese mining companies took control of almost all the big mines, and the local population has been displaced, is under duress, and they dig in absolutely subhuman, gut-wrenching conditions for $1 a day, feeding cobalt up the supply chain into all the phones, all the tablets, and especially electric cars. There's not supposed to be one artisanal miner here, according to the consumer-facing tech companies and EV companies buying this cobalt. Lo and behold, I walk into this place, and this is what I see.
Good gravy. I have been watching way too many things talking about Congo and doing my own research, and this, every single one, everywhere you search on like Bing, Yahoo, Google, I mean, China is profiting off of these slave child labor. I had no idea. The stories that I heard, and then it's all video documented. This is really happening, and everybody is guilty of holding one of these things that we got right here.
Congo's response to China that has left the Middle Kingdom stunned. Wacha Tuanze, which in Swahili means, let's begin. The Democratic Republic of Congo controls over 60% of the world's total cobalt ore reserves. Congo is a mineral-rich country, which makes it a lucrative business destination for Chinese companies with links to the CCP. And China, being the neo-colonial country that it is, has been looting Congo with the help of the Central African nation's corrupt bureaucracy. However, China now stares at the prospect of being unceremoniously booted out of Congo, since President Felix Tshisekedi has now said that he has had enough of the Chinese. According to the SCMP, President Felix Tshisekedi, the leader of Congo, has pledged to review all previous deals which were negotiated between the DRC and foreign mining companies before he took over office. Effectively, a review of such deals puts Chinese operations in Congo in jeopardy. China uses coercion and bribery of the host country's political leadership and bureaucracy in order to expand its footprint. The same seems to have happened in Congo. And now the African nation is about to kick Xi Jinping's minions out of its borders. President Felix Tshisekedi wants to renegotiate lopsided contracts with mining companies that denied the Congolese people their fair share of benefits from the sale of their nation's minerals. A significant share of Congo's population continues to live in poverty, while China strips their country of its mineral resources. As reported by SCMP, during a visit last week to the mining town of Kolwezi in Katanga province, where about 40 companies, 30 of them Chinese-owned, have mining operations, Tshisekedi told the public it was time to redress the balance. The leader of the Democratic Republic of Congo was quoted as saying, "I have really had enough. I'm very severe with these investors who come to enrich themselves. They come with empty pockets and leave billionaires." Tshisekedi also revealed that whatever little returns Congo receives from ill-negotiated deals with foreign mining companies, corrupt officials put in their own pockets. It is abundantly clear that a slew of deals signed between Congo's previous administration and Chinese mining companies stand a chance of being nullified by President Felix Tshisekedi. Such a nullification would turn China's electric vehicle industry upside down, since cobalt is an essential component in the batteries used to power electric vehicles. China hopes to soon become the leading manufacturer of electric vehicles in the world. Yet, being booted out of a country that controls over 60% of the world's cobalt ore reserves does not serve such Chinese purposes. Instead, it jeopardizes Chinese dreams of electrical vehicle hegemony while also severely battering the communist nation's smartphone, laptop, and tablet industry. China is the world's biggest importer of cobalt, buying about 95,000 tons of ore every year. Since 2021, the paper dragon has pumped over $10 billion into the DRC. This shows just how desperate China is for procuring vast amounts of cobalt ore for itself. TFI had reported last month how China's debts and investments in the African continent have been turning sour. Chinese ambitions of colonizing the continent too, as a consequence, are taking a massive drubbing. According